went to an all-girl Catholic school. Anyone else? A slut? A few sluts in the room. Yes, I'm a stand-up comedian. No, this is not a comedy show. That's the only joke you're going to hear tonight. No more laughing. What did I just say? Yeah. Because I'm going to take a deep dive into the anatomy of a joke. And the thing is, it can be quite dry. Yeah, they say dissecting a joke is kind of like dissecting a frog. Both die in the process. This is a face of a born entertainer, right? I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. And I started in New York, and 5 months in, I was at an audition, which is kind of crazy. My monkey brain was like, do it. But my human brain was like, calm down, this can all be figured out with a sensible Excel spreadsheet. Yeah. The audition prize was a 3-month residency at New York Comedy Club. I was shitting my pants. I even signed up for a joke writing course. Yeah, it was run by local funny man Joe DeVito, no relation to Danny. You guys, he was on Late Night. He has over 6,000 YouTube subscribers. Credentials. And in hindsight, it was the best thing I've ever done. But that put a lot of pressure on myself because I thought if I kill, I go from 2 to 3 shows per week to 2 to 3 shows per night. The right people see me. Maybe I get a Netflix special. Maybe I tour. I'll tell you if I got the audition in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. The best thing I learned in that course, though, was that humour is not just for entertainment. It's for everyday life. It's for leadership, for stress, for connection. In this overworked, underappreciated 3 coffees before 9 culture, humour is a must-have. Because humour connects. It gets people to listen. It's the brain's production of endorphins. It helps convey messages, improves understanding, affects your stress response, breaks down barriers, diffuses conflict, sparks trust, brings people closer together. Local funny man, Joe DeVito, no relation to Danny, he told me that people don't go to a comedy show to laugh. Because if that were the case, we'd just read a greatest hits joke book and kill. Yeah, people go to a comedy show for connection. He also told me that if you can get someone to laugh within the first 60 seconds of your set, you've got them hooked. Yeah. So I have a joke that I start with. You heard it before, you know, the one about the sluts? You remember that one? Yeah. Why that works, it's self-deprecating. I open up and immediately the audience can relax. I share something personal. So I open, we can all, I open up and I make fun of myself. That's the self-deprecating one. Just flip them around, just keeping you on your toes. But comedy essentially is about bravery, right? This woman knows a lot about that. It's about bravery. But you don't need to be a professional comedian to do comedy, though, but we can learn from the professionals. So I'm going to take you through 2 things. One is authenticity, to be authentic. John Coltrane, famous jazz musician, says you can play a shoestring if you're sincere. And the audience can see right through you if you're not sincere as well. Yeah, they get skeptical. They give you the side eye. If they're talking, you're not being authentic. If they're on their phone, you're not being authentic. If you have lost connection with the audience, you have lost the room. So as a comedian, there's 3 questions that we ask ourselves to be authentic. One is, what is my greatest fear? Number 2, what is my fatal flaw? And number 3, what annoys me? And the answers to those 3 questions develop our comedic point of view and help shape our set. So that's how we become authentic. The second tool is the yes and improvisational tool. So you think of that kind of like weather, the small chat. It's raining. Yes, and if you weren't indoors right now, what would you be doing? Kind of takes a mundane conversation and turns it into something meaningful. Because the reality is, an average person works 90,000 hours in their lifetime. That's like 750 Amazon Prime standard deliveries. Or watching the Netflix catalogue 3 times over. So how amazing would it be if we woke up and we said, yes, I'm going to work 90,000 hours in my life and I'm going to make it the best time ever. Because humour for me is in everyday life. It's knowing who your MC, your middle and your headliner is in a boardroom, and it's building chemistry on a first date. So did I get the audition? Yes. And it was the best 3 months of my life. 2 tools, Joe DeVito, local funny man, Joe DeVito. Say it with me. No relation to Danny. He taught me to be authentic, and the yes and tool. Thank you, everyone.